Good morning, and welcome back to the Master Jedi study of mental toughness, psyops, finding the truth, mining the truth, churning investigation, dynamic discernment, psychoschematics, and behavior pattern recognition to make you an ultimate navigator in the journey of life. The destination is the journey itself. The journey is the destination. Hua, please like, subscribe, share with someone who needs mental toughness, who's under the effects of a psyop, who's weaponized by lies. And you know the ones I'm talking about, right? Hua. We are living in such an exciting pinnacle time right now. And let me just tell you a story real fast about a man who got so upset with society and something had happened with his 10-year-old princess, and he went and into the jungle rather than killing everyone who caused the loss, and stayed there for 8 years, obsessed with nature and some insane PTSD, right? Where he really actually downloaded natural cognitions, just a little hair above the average bear that didn't go into nature for that time. And he comes out completely disenfranchised continuously with modern culture. So he's going back and forth. He's like, man, do I even want to? I gotta, right? And because of another special purpose, right? And it was a special purpose, and it will have an excellent effect. And most people just stand by. Most people, they don't have really anything to say. They're not Candace Owens. Candace Owens is a rare specimen, right? Candace Owens for president is something I've been saying since 2014, or something this man who comes out of the jungle and he's slowly but surely paying attention. He's got this very clear cognition. He sees all the BS wrapped on everybody. It unwrapped itself from him during that time he was out there. And he was real careful about who he was paying attention to. And there was definitely a widespread of interesting personalities. Many of them fooled this man, actually, for a moment. But he notices now in hindsight that he did figure it out quicker than most, right? And he got in, and he got his hands dirty, and he really paid attention to each one, right? And again, Candace Owens, for whatever reason, she has rung true, bang, 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 consistently, like this seriously accurate person. And it takes one to know one, right? And so I'm like, yeah, I love this person. I hope this other young female who has had the most horrid role models and heroes that deceive her to think they're a hero, but they're really quite debaucherous, horrible human beings, just like Eric Kirk, which I can see from a mile away because my mother was the same thing. And see, Maddie, Anti-Alienation Project, oh, dude, good job. This woman, who's also a hero in my life, who's also a role model, I'm hoping, at one point, but see, here's the thing, and I want to get this out of the way in this video, okay? If your ego is so gassed up, and 50 cents, kid, I have a whole video about this link below. There's a bunch of links below. Please like, subscribe, share, okay? Also, everybody's wanting to inject health and all this stuff and peptides and blah, 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 blah. Get the key elements below, the no-brainers, that improve health the right way. As soon as the control freaks want to mess up all the tough guys, anyway, you want to cause weakness and division, that's all they do. That's all these black holes do, from the family level to the Erica Kirk level. So Candace is extremely valiant in what she's doing, and she's an extremely perfect example of how you can pick these castle made of sand people, fake people, completely apart with just a little bit of water, The seed is not even needed. Just a little bit of water, and you start to say, oh, wow, holy moly. Or you don't, and you scream lies in the street and dye your hair blue, and, you scream lies somehow. And you're so gassed up, again, 50 Cent's kid, because of you've identified yourself as an Erica Kirk loyalist or whatever. So now anyone who dissects her is attacking her. But you've got to stick to the truth. And you've got to, and what Candace is showing is that each one of these little things this person says is completely fabricated. They just make up all the little details and deliver them, because you're looking at a nice woman who just lost her husband, right? So, any kind of scrutinization is like, what kind of beast are you, right? And they probably already have a victim story. Erica Kirk actually doesn't. She's a perfect example. She's just a little bit greater, more psychopath, and better cover up than Amber Heard. A little less emotional. There wasn't an emotionally charged conflict that exposed, but you see Candace Owens can put just a little bit of pressure. Of course, Erica Kirk and company doesn't want any pressure. Oh, you're putting pressure on us at a time like this? You motherfucker. These people always have a prescription for somebody or for everybody or for a whole group. You can't listen to anything that they say. They're bad. It's funny how most of the time the people that they're talking about would gladly say, you know what? Dude, definitely evaluate both sides. Do your due diligence. Genius? Right? Investigate. Take some, or don't be emotionally attached. How can you possibly put your identity, once you've already said, I'm a TPUSA loyalist, well, it's going to be hard for you to hear the truth if it's a negative truth. And these things right here, Candace Owens has made please go right from my video over to hers, and then Maddie to the Anti-Alienation Project, because that little hop skip is excellent Jedi training for your future. If I had a family, I would have my entire family watch this video and then exactly how I just said, because this is a live time and you can make predictions. See, it's really great once you're an excellent, valiant human being and you've gotten far down that valiant path, because now you can start to look back and look on the screen and look over there and see valiant trajectory. You can see who's gonna, and then it's another rare person who can actually make the action and get behind the people who were gonna. It's easy to do what I'm doing right now and get behind Candace Owens and Maddie, who've already pretty much broken through the ice to a certain significant degree. But what we all need to be looking for, right, the true Jedis of us, is the real deserving young Padawans that are all out there, left and right, and deserving old schooler, especially right now, to unify with them, to sponsor with them. And you know what I mean? I've had like 10 to 12 kids. My father, the most smartest, excellent person I know, he's had 10 to 12 kids. You know what I mean? That he's looked out for that aren't his, and he's looked out for them tons. Or maybe 5 to 8 kids. Maybe that's a true number for me. I'm not giving exacts right here. Let me be clear. I haven't thought about it closely enough. But I've sponsored a lot of kids. I sponsor a lot of kids right now. It's crazy. I have a 25-year-old girl that works for me right now. She makes $3-4K a month, and coming from beautiful Central and South America, that's Queen's income. And she's a tattoo artist also. I have a young person who would truly, if she could get on the other side of her ego, on the other side of 50 Cent's oldest son's syndrome, Elizabeth Smart syndrome, because of liar, programming people. And man, I can remember all these. I'm like, who on Facebook? Who are all these crazy people that don't even know me that are saying such horrible things about me? I don't even know who this person is. None of them have even seen me in the flesh. Maybe a couple of them for consolidated, 4 hours? One liar was able to weaponize her whole family. So the reason I bring this up is because, you know, maybe not all the people in the ranks below or the satanic cabal that's really running shit, the witch who's really running shit, and it's hard to know exactly, is Eric Kirk the mastermind of all of this nutcase, or are people, it looks like people are above her that are in on it, that are cool with it, that maybe this is, I mean, looking at even the death, and then up until I heard on Jimmy Dore that there was a body hanging out of the car, fighting for its life probably, I was inclined to think that, man, that looks so shady to me. And I've got a fair amount of experience with firearms, and, you know, links below. I'm trying to put some testimony together. It's getting a little better. We're going through the works, right? Learning about resolution and all the details involved with this technical field. And if I don't have all those details, and if I don't take the time to learn, and if I don't have tons of repetition and experimentation myself in that thing, I can't talk about it. Maddie, myself, all alienated kids and targeted parents are experts in psyops because we're witnessing them at close level. Or victims, or complete products of programming, is what most of them are. The TPS USA functions are exactly like an alienation campaign. The way that Candace Owens has done the investigation and found out that nothing this person, if you can call her that, says is true. This emotionless, maniacal, greedy, power-hungry person with an excellent cover face. Excellent cover face. This is an excellent education. Just a few years beyond the Johnny Depp Amber Heard, which was an excellent education on these evil, maniacal inventors, deceivers, little princesses of deception, and they're everywhere. And there's a system that enables them both in child custody and in divorce. So now they're really everywhere. They basically, with that one, they just rolled out, all right, which of you are the biggest, most slimiest, greasiest piece of crap women? And let me juice you up with the grease festival of all. Wreck the X, get the checks, the big checks, the small checks. You know, people will do the worst things for the smallest benefits. It's insane. Especially when they hate a person and they're a small soul. They just, you know, they're the mediocre minds that are always giving violent opposition to great spirits. And we really need to make the divide. We need to follow Candace Owens. We need to be able to follow, to humble yourself and follow someone who's figuring out more than you are until you've got enough time in that field and experience to actually talk on it. Until then, know your role. Like, seriously, be quiet. You know, you're out of control, stupid, catch me outside girl. They would love for you to be, the devil would love for you to be this. So would whoever the little devilisses down in the chain, like Erica Kirk, and, you know, they would love for you to stay a lever, to stay a flying monkey in their situation. loyally pay with your fucking blood, your life, your time, your loyalty. So Maddie, links below to that. She unpacks how this is a coercive system. Coercive systems demand loyalty over truth. That's what a coercive system is. It demands loyalty over truth. You will ride to hell with me. We're in a gang. We cut our finger. We burned the card. We took the oath. We are criminals together. And in many cases, there is a real life destruction of a life through manipulation, through coercion, through false accusations, through some bitch ass way. Not a confrontational way like Candace Owens is doing. This is a hardcore psychology channel, by the way, because some of us are dealing with hardcore life. And if life gets hardcore on you, you need to get hardcore on life. This is an iron sharpening iron experience where all challenges are opportunities to build strength or avoid what you have to do and sloppily drift. And eventually you'll be watching soap operas and TPSU presentations and sending your money in and thinking that's your savior, all because your brain antenna has been cognated to receive stupid level signal, programmed slave level signal. Go do your accounting for the big man and never become a big man yourself. Because you can't take risk. Because fear dominates you. Fearlessness is the biggest strength. And Candace Owens, Maddie, Anti-Alienation Project, those two women are fearless. See, I don't want to... This is a perfect opportunity for everyone to start jumping in and making their little squeaks. My videos get like 100 views. This channel is doing better than most of my experiments. I'm new to this. I don't care about the haters. I know that I know of 10 little rats that look me up left and right and download my stuff and save it on hard drives and want to chop and skew it. I'm the last person out of all my smart friends that should have came on the internet, but for one person, I did it anyways. As I walk the path that illuminates, as I walk it, of righteousness, I found that I had effects on amazing people that I talk to every day, on chat at least. I say, okay, am I supposed to keep going here? Do you see that? If your ego is too big, I started with this, I'm going to keep going on this. If your ego is too big and it has control over you, you will never see the truth. You will never see the truth. 50 Cent's oldest kid is 30. He's missed all the adventure, and he somehow tells himself that he's some kind of something. He somehow is unable to... I am a ridiculous, pathetic existence that is missing the rocket ride of life because I can't treat my dad like the dad that he really truly is. I have to treat him like I've been brainwashed by this small, jealous psychopath. It's not a rare thing. Narcissist, psychopath, cluster B personality disorder, it's not a rare thing. For my upper echelon permacultures out in the jungle, and I would love to have some of them have been somewhat, a couple kids, orphanages for the abused already. And they've learned a lot. And they told me I was doing a good job with them. And it's a risk. It is a risk. And I sponsor 2 little kids today. You can watch Brandon Angel Fitness on Instagram for my lifetime stuff. I'll take out 2 kids today that I sponsor. I always hook up their parents, you know what I mean? And we all go, because I'm not even, right? You got to play it smart. Go big or go home. And when it comes to doing good things, just do it all the way good. If you try to cut corners in that, you could cause more damage than help. right? And that's a big lesson in life that takes a lot of people a lot of repetitions to learn, which is don't cut corners. There's no point in doing something unless you're going to do it right. Come with completely clean hands. You think Candace is worried about someone digging into her life? I'm not worried about anyone digging into mine. I've been completely honest about everything already on videos on the internet right now. There's nothing you're going to dig up about me. And honest and luckily, blessedly, blessed by Lord, for sure. Let me restate that. No doubt about it. At 13, something happened. I tell it on another video, and I've had my life saved 10 times. God's been with me this whole time. I even cursed him again when my daughter was kidnapped by some really shit people, man. Really bad, bogus, methamphetamine head people. Alcoholic. Ridiculous. Think they're something that they're not. It's woohoo. And what do we see every time we turn on the TV? What do we see all over the cities? We got to go back to nature, my friends. Links below. We go beyond psychology here. We're going to win. We're part of the solution. And all the way committed. And okay, wait, what? You committed to the mission. You are doing better than me for this mission. Boom. Nice. I'm getting behind you. No problem. Thank you for swinging the bat so hard. I'll catch up and be on the front. I will stay at the front lines with you. Watch. I'll come out of nowhere like a gorilla animal and I'll disappear because I don't even care. I really don't even care. I feel stronger now that I have made truth videos, thousands of them. I feel like it's becoming stronger. I feel like it's the right thing to do. I do not, like I said, I came on here for one person. Otherwise, right before I made the decision, and I take full responsibility for that decision, it's not on anyone else. I did what I did in a situation. And I did it right. I'm very proud of myself, man. I did what I needed to do to keep my commitments to God, even when I should have killed 10 people. You know, I'm an honorably served veteran. I was a qualifying instructor. Captains were filling out critiques saying I was the best they ever had for 10,000 guys in a crazy push. I now live in Central and South America, you know, where a lot of the traffic is horse. In these majestic mountains, and you're not bothered till you got your own agriculture. And I'm the man, I'm the spirited man. And we got some windstorms last night. Blew everything around. Links below. It has been more of a priority. It's really more of a priority, the nature stuff that I'm doing. But it's been more of a priority to jump behind Candace Owens with my spirit. Again, I just care about the way God sees me. I just care that I'm doing his mission, that I'm committed in that way, that I'm committed to conscious upgrades, responsible behavior, uncovering psyops and deception, and being a stronger navigator for life. If I work in these things and I work behind nature, I'm definitely just part of the solution. And that's all I want to be. I could open a liquor store. Someone asked me to open a liquor store with them. Somebody wanted to do this business. Sometimes I tell people, whoa, don't even talk about that near me, man. Like, don't fucking say another word. I'm actually on such a God mission right now. I can't afford to be around a conversation like that. You know, I gotta be responsible. I got to really purify and mitigate and dream catcher, filter out who I'm dealing with at a personal level. And at certain permaculture jungle sites, what I was getting to before, I'm gonna use the MMPI2 test before I tell you where it is. You're gonna have to take the MMPI2 test. I'm gonna need to know. I'm gonna probably do an lie detector investment, so that I can experiment with the technology myself, right? Because I chase it all down. I wanted to try to take the test, but it's like $10,000 to take one test at that point. That was like 7 years ago when I was talking to them. And I got a couple moves coming up here, and I think the next couple of rotations I'll be able to get the device myself. This lie detector, retina scan technology. You put your chin in a scopolamine, the stuff that Jeffrey Epstein was messing with. They use it all the time in Colombia to rob people, right? You'll tell them it takes the brakes off your. You can't lie. You're just going to say what it is. What's your ATM numbers? You're just going to say what it really, really is. I think, honestly, there's a clinical use here. There's a real deal clinical use here, especially in the combination of all these batteries and trying to discern between. That said, this Jedi training that I'm telling you right now, watching this video, then watching that video, then watching the Anti-Alienation Project video, when you've had a mother lie to you and you're the only one, because there's 22 million kids going through this, and you're one of the only one, Brian Thomas, thank you too, that comes out, that figures it out at a young age and comes out fully against it like a valiant hero. It's like, man, what the fuck? Look, at the end of the day, the truth is the truth is the truth. And I gotta go with that, you know what I mean? Or you don't. And that's the worst acceptance. And what you accept, you install. That's the worst acceptance. That's the worst weakness and failure to set correct boundaries. Whatever mouth sound or rearrangement you want to use here, that does not begin to describe the toughness you must develop in order to be a true being. This is not easy. Candace Owens is fearless. What she is doing as a woman, as a mother, standing up to an organization that is highly corrupt, probably murdered this guy if he's even dead. I thought it was funny. I think she's like, yeah, where's the even barrel? Like, this is shady stuff. All of this. Cameras going off when people are dying in cells that guys were in that cell, and they're coming on the thing saying, I was in that cell. I don't know. I don't believe this, and all this stuff is shady. And there's testimonies of the guy being probably still, we're finding out a lot of these kingpins in the hierarchy echelon of the emperorship in this planet, life, earth, atmosphere, mouse sound, is continue. Just they think, and that's what they all think. That's what all deceivers think. They think they can just be deceptive to the end, and some of them can. My mother is one of them. She is 75, and she's deceived in group after group of people that she's some kind of victim and golden convert saint. And there is no part of this person that could possibly believe in God. That this person has been continuously deceptive and abusive, and it's always, she particularly puts all a valiant son. Fuck no, I'm a deceiver and I had a valiant son. What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Loyalty over truth. That's what they want. They want loyalty over truth. They don't want you to find the truth. They just want you to take their prescription And everybody does. And then now they are controlling this massive flying monkey army. And they're not going to give that up. Ice-T makes a song, The End Game. They will push a button, explode the air. And when they do that, which is also written, I talk about it in my last video, since Candace Owens brave enough to talk about Aleister Crowley's lineage, I talk about the Albert Pike letter in the look, this has been written. I am sitting in the purification zone right now. This is where contaminants will not enter and the planet will restart if there's contaminants on both sides, on both hemispheres, northern and southern. And that's coming to you from an LPO, leading instructor of biological, radiological, and chemical warfare defense. MOP. Posture. Mission-oriented protective posture. I was the instructor. All right? I did not do this. Anyone who did not do this in your community that is an oracle of strength, that knows about lies, can see the shit coming, and you should listen to them, especially because now you're highly, highly, highly contaminated, and you better do something about that. You better really, really, real deal do something about that. You better investigate what it takes. I know that one doctor, Brecka, gives a couple different things. The first one being a blood transfusion. I think the second one's a lot easier, but there's stuff you can do, right? There's base ingredients. There's base key, no-brainer, time-tested nutritional elements in the links below. Best of sourcing. Get that stuff into your diet right away. Ashwagandha CoQ10, longevity, mood, clarity. Get a carbon-activated water filter. I don't sell those right now. We were selling them for a while. We sold out, and then the people we were working with stopped making the filters, and so we had sold a bunch of water units to people that didn't have a fitting filter. Oops, to replace it with coming out. These things happen. These things happen. Manufacturers don't want to manufacture a sign, and if you don't have the money to get 1,000, melt it and smelt it up or whatever, however it is, whatever the product is, and start selling them yourself, you don't want to do that. But you could do that. Where there's a will, there's a way. It's harder to do that. We should have been a stronger overall entity so that we could protect our customers in every single way at that time. I'm talking about 9 years ago. When I was working with them. Or I don't know how many years ago. Let me be accurate. And if I'm cloudy on something, let me say that I'm cloudy on something, just like Candace Owens does. Well, you really have to hand it to her about the way she's picked apart Erica's character and the emotionless and kind of like diagnosed the psychopathy. And a comment that she says in that is, that I've been seeing about the specific moment in time where Candace Owens is picking apart Eric Kirk, where we are now diagnosing the psychopathic government. Finally, they're no longer diagnosing us. We are now like, you know what? Y'all aren't right. Y'all are not right. We need a complete replacement and remove, you know what I mean? We straight up, look, thank you guys. Why don't you train these new Valiant people who actually have some merit, not just mouth service? Not just my husband. Like, could we be watching? I think Candace Owens is really going to uncover one of the most dubious assassinations or death fakes or whatever the hell just happened for power and greed right in front of all of us. And Eric Kirk is a super deceiver, man. She really, really is. They say that the cluster personality people, they cannot process sadness. It's too much for their sense. And then there's all this other stuff that everybody has to say, but it's not right. This is what's right. They never built the strength. They started telling lies a long time ago. They just kept doing it. Candace Owens started doing Valiant shit a long time ago, man. She's been prepared for this. Just like the Princess of Deception and Princesses of Deception, they prepare for this. It's a long stack and chain. And the satanic is a multi-generational chain of evil, right? You have to pay attention. You know, our performance is our nutritional stack, and the nutritional elements are below. It's a long chain. Your actions are nutrition. They're the loudest nutrition. I mean, I can eat all day great food, but I'm not going to have muscles until I put the action. I can have great ideas and all this stuff, but it's nothing without the action. That's what makes the enterprise. So let me just leave you with that. We're not going to think or talk our way out of our problems. We're going to work our way out of our problems. The reason Candace Owens provides a lot of value in these presentations is because of the work she's done, the work in psyop dissection. Very, very, very valuable. It's not being called that in that camp right now, but that's what it is. She is churning through lies and finding the truth. This is plausibly the best role. This is the best role I can think of for people that live in the urban community. If you want to serve nature, links are below. But in the urban community, finding deception and exposing it. Thank you, Ben Swan. Thank you, Alex Jones. Thank you, all these truth exposure people. Let me just thank you. If we can be supportive and recognize what's really going on, we're straight. It's just as simple as that. All right. In the name of Jesus Christ, please protect all these truth tellers, every single one of us. All these truth tellers who are getting lies thrown at them for telling the truth. Right? This is truly a war between the Prince of Deception and the army of God, man. And pick a side. And those of us who pick right, please protect us. Oh, Lord, thank you, thank you, thank you. We love you, we love you, we love you. We say these things. Always thinking of you in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.